Hold up. Okay, boom. I'm gonna keep that open a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Let me fast forward. Wait. Oh shit, that's the TV. I'm like, what the fuck? Alright. What it do, YouTube, man? It's your boy Moo, man. And today we're back doing another reaction video. Today we're back with these horror story videos. We are back with the let's basically call this a I'm not gonna call it a horror iceberg. This video is called The Horrors of Cannibals Instagram. Now, we can react to a video like this similar before, but not this topic. You know what I mean? This is by a guy named Wildmans. Yeah, I think we probably reacted to his videos before, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is gonna be a really entertaining video. I think it's gonna be, you know what I mean? So no further ado, we just gonna get into the video, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, y'all get y'all snacks, relax, you know what I'm saying? And actually, I should have been telling y'all to get y'all snacks every other video. I'm not even gonna lie. Cause this is basically like a horror series, bro. No bullshit. We should deadass make this into a playlist so y'all can like watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will really go back and spend my time doing it. You know, when we get enough, you know, subscribers and shit, I'll go back and do that for y'all. But no further ado, we finna get into this joint. Let me make sure I got my volume up so I can hear this enough. Let's get into it.
On March 22nd, 2021, this image would be posted to an Instagram account that goes by Sabrina Miller 230. There was no caption accompanying the photo, and for the most part, the photo went unnoticed by most of the internet. However, as the Sabrina Miller account continued to post on the platform, more and more of these unsettling images began to surface, with people questioning whether all of this was an ARG, or perhaps something much darker. So join me as we take a dive into one of Instagram's most disturbing accounts. This is Sabrina Miller 230. Hey everyone, it's Wildman. I hope you are doing well, and in today's video I did want to take a deep dive into this Instagram account called Sabrina Miller 230. You guys may have already heard about this account already, as it's kind of popular. I know a few other YouTubers have covered it as well, but the Instagram account has continued to post to this day, so there is still a lot of additional posts to look at, and if you're completely unfamiliar with the topic, it's pretty creepy. But yeah, this Instagram account is honestly nothing short of disturbing, especially when you consider the dark themes that are featured on this account as well. It's definitely a weird ride, so if you are interested, stick around. But before we begin, as always, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as well as liking the video and commenting, bruh, as all these things really do help me out, and we can keep going on these deep dives together. And yeah, with that out of the way, let's get into it. So like I mentioned earlier, the Sabrina Miller 230 account first surfaced onto Instagram back in March of 2022. There wasn't any caption, and it was just this really creepy picture of what seems to be a mannequin-like figure with their face under a bunch of heavy filters as well. However, the more posts you start to go through, the more odd they begin to get. In the first post, with a caption made on March 11th, 2021, it states,
why the hell does it have fans?
I hope my bury a bitch.
Why does it have fans, bro? What the fuck? Yo, why does it have fans? Bro, what the fuck did I just see? Wait, hold up.
What seems to be a mannequin-like figure with their face under a bunch of heavy filters as well. However, the more posts you...
Bro! Oh my god, missed you too, girl. Missed you too somehow. So much, girl. Welcome back, fella Hell Queen. What? Yo, what's gonna happen if I go and look up these accounts that's in the comment section? Like, is they gonna be bots? Cause this is a little like strange to be... I'm not sure. Damn, this motherfucker has fans. This motherfucker averaged more likes than I put when I post a flick. 281.
You start to go through, the more odd they begin to get. In the first post, with a caption made on March 11th, 2021, it states, "Great day. I helped my Barry a bit with his depression. He sent me some photos of him when he was younger, in his living room with his mom, cleaning. Some photos of him celebrating his birthday. I reminded him of the nostalgia and to remember good times await in the future. I've always been so scared."
Look, all that in the caption with this picture.
To interact with people ever since
the person
Richard.
behind that
I've
joke
felt
gotta be
so
like,
used by your kind, but I'm trying to adapt. The close friend I had was John, but I can't find him after he moved away. And just from this post, it tells us that Sabrina was in an unhealthy relationship, and she also seems to be not from the planet as well, stating that Richard was the first of our kind that she encountered. And as of now, she does have two friends named Barry and John. John she hasn't spoken to in a long time, and Barry she is trying to help him with his depression. And from this post, albeit the creepy photo that goes with the caption, Sabrina seems to be a pretty kind individual, as she's willing to go out of her way to help her friend. A few posts later, there's another man.
Yo, this is... Oh, hell no. What the... Bro. So you mean to tell me that a intercourse doll has an Instagram, basically? That's what it looks like. It looks like an intercourse doll has an Instagram. I can't say the S word on here, but yeah, basically, bro. And this is equivalent to people making Instagrams for their pets. Specifically just for their pets, knowing they're not going to type anything out. Or the pets can't possibly have social media. This is weirdo shit, man.
Of Barry saying, quote, "Hanging out with my friend Barry. We met on this social media platform. He said he finds my profile photograph to be interesting." However, in the following post, things take a much darker turn. As she says, "Sometimes I have to remember to cry tears and not blood. For some reason, I always mix up the two. Sometimes it feels weird to release a liquid from my face. I usually have no emotions, but I have some sadness. My friend Barry has been feeling worse. I wish I could take his pain away." Then in a following post, she says, "Hi, sometimes I like to sit in the dark. I think about Richard a lot. I used to be so afraid of the dark. I wouldn't have found this wonderful place, but there was a price. Silver lining, I guess." And in a lot of the posts, Sabrina talks about how she's not from this world, and she even mentions that she's not like other people as well. And for her to feel emotion, she has to genuinely try, and even when she does so, she really needs to focus, because instead she'll end up crying tears of blood rather than salt water. The whole thing is strange and makes Sabrina out to be this being from another planet, trying her hardest to fit in with humans.
This is fucking creepy. There's no fucking way y'all is commenting under this and following this.
And when
How many
she talks
followers
about
we
the
got?
planet, she says, "When I arrived here, I was able to access images from various time periods, some in the past, some in the future. I wanted to find something to embody. Then I saw a mannequin head that made me feel happy. A girl was patting it on the head, I think. I loved her face, so I embodied that. I fear you would all be too afraid to see what I truly am. Richard told me he accepted me, but that turned out to be a lie." Then in a following post, she goes on to mention that she came to live on this planet as a friend, quote, "But your kind became too interested in the things I could do and the magic I performed. It makes me sad that I originally was invited here for the purpose of friendship and in hopes to learn from each other, but I was the only one giving, never receiving. I'll be okay. Sometimes depression hits me for a little while." And the thing about these posts is that they are pretty erratic, and the emotions that Sabrina feels in these posts changes pretty much day to day. As in a post literally made a day later, she says, "Being human is not easy. I've been here for about 70 years, give or take. I don't know how long it would take to get my emotions in check." And for the most part, this is a pretty common theme, some even about body positivity and showing your true self. Because the deeper you get into these posts, they begin to take a little bit of a different approach. There are still the eerie close-up photos of Sabrina, but now the captions are starting to revolve around her friend Barry, who in this post she mentions has confessed his feelings for her, and Sabrina even goes as far to say that she wants to go on a date with Barry. She claims that on her planet there is no need to look pretty and that they are all an extension of each other. However, that Sabrina will respect the custom of humans, and so she puts on makeup. And when Sabrina finally arrives to her date, she says that when he saw me, he was scared of me. He said I looked artificial, I did my best to look pretty, but I guess it wasn't good enough. I had hoped he would let me in, but the door remained locked. I stood there for 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 17 seconds before leaving. He loved me when I helped him through his problems, when I listened to him when no one else would. I even tried to form a calming figure to help him through his nightmares. He ran away from me, and he ran away from me now. I was being used by him just like I was Richard. Your kind are cruel. I will take note of this. I never really interacted with human beings besides Richard. I would live amongst everyone, keeping to myself. Now I wish I would have stayed in the woods, where the animals and plants never.
This is your brain when you're struggling to focus. And this is your brain when you're in the zone. But getting in the zone.
Hey, be quiet, bro. Fuck.
Judge, I miss John. Shit. I have plans. So, hopefully we can get this done before my camera dies. And this is truly a turning point in Sabrina's account, as after this they start to take on a much darker theme than before, and Sabrina doesn't really have that positive outlook on life that she once did. In the post following her horrible night with Barry, she says she went into the woods and carved our names on this tree with her bare hands. She's resentful towards Barry and how he acted toward her. She feels used. The following couple of posts are all filled with deep sadness and regret from Sabrina, though she does mention that Barry tried to reach out, but she states that forgiveness is not in her nature. Quote, only hunger is. Sabrina then enters a new arc where she's starting to learn how to live on her own. She kind of does this very, girl boss kind of thing where she's painting her nails and begins to genuinely look happy.
This is weird. Yo, it's no fucking way that's a real image, bro.
French post for a while is this single picture of her face that's peeled off. Quote, my molten has finished. The one downside to taking the form of something I'm not is having to shed. And honestly, at this point, it is unclear what Sabrina actually is. All we know is that she is not from this world. She cries blood and she's taken on
I ain't gonna lie.
form.
The only reason we gonna keep watching this is because I low-key want to see, what is her form going to be at the end? What's her actual form?
Of a mannequin.
This is weird.
And that she does seem to be stuck on Earth for some reason, unable
even though this
to
might
go
not be real.
home. So she's been doing her best to make a life out of what she has here. And posts for about a month are all pretty tame. That is until Sabrina posts this. Thirst quenched back at home, we consumed a sort of organic material to stay alive. And here on this planet, it appears that there are many organic forms to choose from. Another reason some of my family wants to come here too. And as to what Sabrina caught and consumed is unknown. And then there's another post. Gorged out way too much to celebrate passing 200 followers today. Will I gorge out?
What the fuck? Yo, there's no way that's real. Yo, is this before AI? This is before AI,
bro? To 300, of course. Something I do love.
Yo, bro, I'm pretty sure mannequin fingers can't fucking do that.
Feeling of accomplishment. I just can't express how happy I am. And as time goes on, Sabrina continues to mention that her family is going to visit, and we get this photograph of Sabrina in, quote, her true form. The image is incredibly blurry, and all you can really make out in the photo is what seems to be a floating head that Sabrina claims is hers. And after making this post, the account would mysteriously just go dark, and Sabrina wouldn't post onto the platform for months. Most people beginning to speculate that the entire account was lost altogether. But after 7 months, Sabrina would upload this photo. I've missed you all so much. Many things have happened since we last talked. I was in a situation that needed my full attention, but I am back again. And following her return, Sabrina would post this image of what she looks like when her face isn't properly sculpted. Molting has finished. This is what I look like without makeup. You're all beautiful just the way you are. Remember that. And as innocent and positive as Sabrina's posts at times can be, because even though this is still a pretty disturbing photo, the message that goes with it does seem to be genuinely kind. However, this could also just be an attempt of Sabrina trying to replicate other influencers she sees on the platform in an attempt to appeal to a wider audience. So it might not just be for positivity, but rather her own personal gain. In the next post, Sabrina returns to her true self. My roommate's landlord heard sounds of a screaming cat, but it was just me. He got very agitated, so I removed his doorknob and will be paying him a visit tonight to show him how I make those sounds. There is never a follow-up post to this incident either. Sabrina never talks about what she did to the landlord, although we can assume that based on her previous posts, She has now lost faith in humanity.
It look like basically what this motherfucking Sabrina is doing is basically, y'all remember that meme back in there? It was like, let me take a selfie. They used to be like, those would just do that shit anywhere, bro. They used to just be like these. I can't remember my phone right now, but they really just used to be like these, bro. Just like these. This is tail. They used to be like these, bro. That's basically what she doing, bro.
And ended up consuming him. Because in the next post, it's this image of a police report featuring Sabrina. Female, age unknown, Caucasian, shoulder-length hair, green eyes, 6 foot tall, average.
Oh, that's a fucking alien. That thing is a human. Female, age unknown, Caucasian, shoulder length, blonde hair, green eyes, 6 feet tall, average build. Wanted for multiple homicide and aggravated assault. Last seen in Bucks County, November 4th. This might actually be a real motherfucking report. It's no fucking way. Unless she made that.
Build. Wanted for multiple homicides and acts of aggravated assault. Last seen in Bucks County, November 4th.
It's no way this
Sabrina
real.
has to say about
Like,
this police
some weirdo is getting like a whole bunch of followers and likes off of this shit.
report is
Y'all not even
whoever
reading.
sketched me like this did.
Need Windows on your MacBook Neo? Parallels Desktop Pro lets you run Windows and Mac OS together. Excel,
Shut up,
Access,
nigga. Fuck.
To me dirty. And I'm not even gonna lie, that shit is so funny to me. Like your response to a police report being the sketch artist did you dirty. I don't know, that's so funny. In a following post, Sabrina would say, they aren't cold. None of them get cold. They inevitably became room temperature, a fact that I was horribly mistaken on. I always thought they became cold. Still so much to learn. And it's pretty unclear what Sabrina is talking about in this post, though it is safe to assume that she is talking about a person when they die. As she examines the body of the person that she killed, assuming them to go cold, but all they do
Which is true. I can literally confirm that. Don't ask me how I know that, bro.
is go room temperature. As Sabrina has also been pretty under the radar in what she's actually doing when she's not posting on Instagram, never explicitly stating that she's been killing people and eating them, but rather heavily implying it. And as more time goes on, her hunger grows. I couldn't control my hunger last night. They didn't deserve what happened to them. Why do you have to taste so good? My species eats organic matter, and that typically was organisms that had no physical form. But this just tastes so much better. Being at home for the length of the time I was, I forgot how to control my emotions again. But I'm trying. The posts only continue to get even more dark and deranged as Sabrina falls down this dark path of no longer resisting what her instincts are telling her to do. As Sabrina would continue on her sprees in an attempt to quench her insatiable thirst for blood, she would begin recalling her time with the first person
They said,
she met
"Are
on
you
the
a
planet,
gent?"
a man
Yo,
named Richard.
it's no fucking
Sabrina
way.
mentioned Richard in the past, saying that
Photoshop.
he was just a friend.
Nah, we
However, in
call
the
it
post,
Photoshop.
she opens up about what Richard actually did to her. Richard was the first person to come into contact with Sabrina when she arrived, and upon learning of her abilities, he would befriend her and use her for his own
That is
desires.
a photo from the 1800s, bro. 1800s, most likely, or 19. One of them Jones. I'm gonna say 1900s.
One of which
though.
includes forcing
What the
Sabrina
hell?
to shapeshift into his ex-girlfriend. Though when Sabrina's replication wasn't good enough, he would lash out at her. But Sabrina didn't care, as she felt she had failed her
Ew,
friend.
what
Sabrina
the
even
fuck?
recalls a time when he pushed her into a lake, knowing she couldn't swim. He did this just to see what would happen. Would she take on the form of the water, or drown? In a following post, Sabrina would make about her, quote, brother, it has come to my attention that my brother has been causing some problems for the human species. I was anonymously sent this photograph from someone who claims this was taken from their brother's phone, who is now missing. I had mentioned this before and will be clearer. If you hear the name Vinyl Targas in your dreams, do not embrace it. Please run from it. And do not say his name out loud. There is a chance he will answer your call. So please, just ignore him. I'm so sorry for all of this. And after this post, for the most part, the account would kind of take this backseat, as the rest of the posts following this one are pretty
That's
tame.
weird.
And it seems that Sabrina has been on the road to recovery. And as the account does drop some more lore as the posts do go on, it kind of starts to follow the same theme of Sabrina craving to eat someone. She drops some lore about Richard mistreating her, And then most of the posts are just casual uploads. Also, I think a few of them are like AI generated, which is, I don't know, not super cool. However, for the most part, we have
AI generated shit in 2022. I don't fucking remember that shit.
covered most of the disturbing posts that were featured on the account. One thing that is incredibly haunting, though, is one of the last posts that Sabrina made on the account, stating that there are others like her on Earth. Some of my family have arrived here. Couple things to note. If you see an animal, object, or person that looks slightly off, it may be one of them. So be nice and respectful. I know it may seem odd, but they are just here to...
Yeah, that's a goddamn shapeshifter or something like that. Or like, what's that joint? Skinwalker.
Experience the pleasures
Bro,
of being an independent human like you. There's only one that you have to worry about, and I advise you not to go near him if you see him. His name is Vinel Targas, and please, whatever you do not say his name many times out loud. And if you feel him in a dream, ignore him. Thank you. But yeah, that was the Sabrina Miller 230 account, a pretty strange Instagram account to visit. But yeah, if you made it this far, I very much appreciate it. And if you want to be extra cool, be sure to like the video and comment.
Wait, hold up. We about to search this joint up real quick.
As Sabrina would continue his nightmare.
Let me look this shit up, because y'all gotta be lying. Like, it gotta be like a... Hold up. Wait, hold up. Sabrina Miller, okay. Damn, I spelled it wrong, fuck. That's a real account! It has 36.3 thousand. Yo, what the fuck, bro? Yo, like, it's no way. And then it's already somebody I know following that motherfucker, bro. It's no way. This motherfucker has fan art. Y'all are weird. Yo, what the fuck? Yo, I ain't gonna lie, the Instagram look way creepier than what he was talking about. He ain't even show this shit right here. He ain't even show none of that. What the fuck? Yo, look at that shit. Look at that. Wait, let me see if I can turn the screen down a little bit, because, bro, this shit is bad, bro. Do y'all see that shit? What the fuck? It's just all this weird ass shit on there, bro. This a real page. First of all, why is somebody I know following this shit? Like, this is actually fucking horrifying. This is a real person. No way, bro. Alright, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That's the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed, you know what I'm saying? I guess I did. This shit was crazy, though. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, no bullshit. Like, it's literally no fucking way. This is horrifying. I'm not even gonna lie. This is literally the first time I went. This might be an analog horror series, but I'm not sure. But, bro, until then, like, I'm actually fucking horrified. Like, I don't know if that's a real person or not, but it's like, how the fuck is somebody going to create this shit? It's like, how is somebody really going to create something like this? That's a little strange to me. So, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. The background look fake. This shit is weird. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all. We bipping. Y'all be safe out there. Yeah, y'all be safe out there. We bipping. I'm not watching no shit like this ever again. This is strange. We out, y'all. Peace. I can't say that. You're supposed to be bipping. Peace is kind of like soft. Oh fuck! I said it again. We bipping, y'all. We bipping.